with the priestly staff and priestly cap, the queen in adoration behind him. This is an altar. Some of them are quite heavy, and this reminds anyone who was in Peru of the stonework at Ollantaybo and other places in Peru. And this is another piece of evidence, in my opinion, of the connection between the Hittites and that part of South America that is now called Peru. And the connecting raison d'etre of all that was, of course, mining. The Hittites were mining people. They were one of the first to introduce metallurgy. For all we know, the Bronze Age began here in this area of the Hittites. And of course, the place to obtain tin that people here ran out of for the old world was in the new world in Peru, which is still today one of the biggest sources of tin in the world. So you have all these connections. Now here you see that not only the more important gods start to have names, they have the different headgear, like the Sumerian gods, and some of them carry different weapons or symbols of power, right, and all kinds of helmets. And that may have meant this one is a officer connected with war, and this is with something else. Again, his name is spelled out here. And here's another one. And you get closer and closer to the meeting place. In the procession of the gods, lo and behold, the king included himself. The king included himself. However, to be able to march with the gods, he assumed the function and the title and the garb of the high priest. The skull cap, the shepherd's crook, which is now carried by bishops, right? And he's holding the symbol, which you will see clearly later on. And above him is the winged disc, the disc with the wings, which we have seen in Egypt and Assyria, and even at some sites in the Americas. Now we go to Gallery B. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yay.
Somebody's got the camera on, right? And listen to this.
And you see clearly each one carries the scimitar and
I like that.
a different object. Whether it's a weapon or a tool is debatable. This is the secret tunnel by which the Hittites could leave the town and come out outside of the wall and behind enemy lines.
The main city was up here?
Right?
The main fortress was up above here?
Well, this is part of the wall going on
The city's in here. That's
up there.
They could go out.
The outside was on the other side.
Sneak around there, attacking.
Yeah, go through and see what's on the other side. This was a secret tunnel that the Hittites built. It goes under the city walls, the fortifications, and comes out in the fields below. And if there was an enemy besieging the city, they would come out behind the enemy lines.
Inside of the Hittite tunnel that goes through their fortifications from inside the city.
We are now viewing the area, the highest part of Hattusha's, called as the citadel. It was the residence of the king. It was where the royal archives were, where thousands of clay tablets were discovered, and you see the walkway from the lower city and from the upper city to that heart of the Hittite Empire. And this served the Hittites for 300 to 400 years. Okay, back to the bus because we have one more interesting place to visit.